Hello students, in last lecture we discussed about polynucleotide and polysaccharides and in previous lectures we have already discussed how the protein is. In today's lecture we are going to discuss the structure of the protein. Now you might be wondering that why structure of the protein is another individual topic, because it is complicated and the structure of protein which is found in living organisms can be very complex. So we start from the basic that the protein is a polymer of amino acids. So whenever we talk about the protein or any biochemical molecule, the chemistry person will look for its, if we talk about salt, they will talk about NaCl. If we talk about physics person, so he will try to find out the three-dimensional structure of this particular any molecule. But in case of biology, we have to see even the fourth dimensional structure, or we can also say that it is a tertiary structure or a quaternary structure. Primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary structure. Now going towards the again polymer of the amino acids. Now these amino acids are linearly arranged in the primary structure of the protein. For example, here is amino acid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dash dash dash. Let's assume that this is a protein molecule and it is having 10 different amino acids and they are bound together by a bond called as peptide bond. Now this linear structure indicates the number of amino acids, that which is the first amino acid, which is the second amino acid, which is the third, and so on. This structure, this linear structure of the protein molecule is called as primary structure. This structure is known as primary structure. Very simply, मैं जे तमने last time भी example खीदेलु तो ते प्रमाणे, if we assume that a polymer structure is a train, now imagine this train is having every coach different, so it is a heteropolymer. It is a heteropolymer and every coach is different. દરેકે દરેક જે કોચ જે છે એના ડબ્બા છે તે બધા અલગ અલગ છે, બરાબર? તો ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલી પહેલો ડબ્બો કયો છે? ચાલો આપણે એવું માનીને ચાલીએ કે બધા ડબ્બાના કલર અલગ અલગ છે. તો પહેલો ડબ્બો રેડ છે, પછી બ્લુ છે, પછી ગ્રીન છે, પછી યલો છે. તો what is the sequence of those coaches is the primary structure. તો આમાં what is the sequence of amino acids starting from first, second, third and so on is the linear structure of the protein, and that particular thing is called as primary structure of the protein. In the primary structure, the left portion or the first amino acid is called as N-terminal. આ એક આખી ચેઇન જે છે, in the left portion આ જે ટર્મિનલ હશે which will be called as N-terminus or N-terminal, while this portion is called as C-terminal. એટલે કે જે સ્ટ્રક્ચરનું લાસ્ટ એમાઇનો એસિડ હશે તે that will be called as C-terminal and the first will be called as N-terminal. Now why they are called as N and C has also a logic behind it. If you remember the structure of the amino acid that was discussed in first or second lecture, it was like this. So imagine this is the first amino acid and the leftmost portion is having NH2 amine group. That's why it is called as N-terminal. And now imagine this is the last amino acid, and the last amino acid, the rightmost portion is having COOH group, that is from the C, that's why it is called as C-terminal. Now you can get the idea why they are named as C terminals and N terminals. So basically the primary structure is a long chain of amino acids which are held together by polypeptide chain. And the leftmost portion is called as N-terminus because of the amino group, and the rightmost portion is called as C-terminus because of COOH group. This is how the primary structure is, that is a linear structure of protein. Whenever the protein is formed, જ્યારે પ્રોટીન નવો બને આપણા સેલની અંદર, તો ફર્સ્ટ જે એનું સ્ટ્રક્ચર હશે તો દેટ વિલ બી ઓલવેઝ ઇન અ પ્રાઇમરી સ્ટ્રક્ચર, એન્ડ દેટ નેસેસરીલી ઇઝ નોટ અ એક્ટિવ સ્ટ્રક્ચર. It is not necessary that in primary structure the protein will be active in its function. Okay, so moving further, so as I have said that it is not necessary that protein in the primary structure remains in an active form, so it acquires alternative forms to become active, and not all the proteins are always observed in linear form. So there are some proteins who acquire different forms. For example, some proteins are found in such helical forms. This is called as helix. This is a helical form, and in protein the helix are always right-handed helix. એટલે આ જે ટર્ન લેશે તે રાઈટ હેન્ડ સાઈડથી લેશે. ઓકે, નાઉ ઇમેજિન ધીસ ઇઝ અ સ્ટેરકેસ. પહેલા માળથી બીજા માળ પર જવાનો જે સ્ટેરકેસ આવે, તો અમુક શોપિંગ સેન્ટરની અંદર યુ મસ્ટ હેવ ફાઉન્ડ ધ સ્ટેરકેસ લાઈક ધીસ. તો this particular structure is like that only. It is a spiral staircase structure of protein, and the proteins are always in right-handed helical structure. This particular structure, which is not a linear form, this structure is called as secondary structure of protein. This is called as secondary structure of a protein. This is called as secondary structure of protein, and this particular structure is called as alpha helix. This is called as alpha helix. Another secondary structure is called as beta pleated sheet, in which the protein arranges itself in a sheet forms. આ રીતે એક બીટા પ્લેટેડ શીટ્સ બનાવે, આખી શીટ્સ જેવી બનાવે પેરેલલ ટુ ઈચ અધર, અને that particular form is also a secondary form. So the protein comes in two different forms in secondary structure, that is alpha helix and beta pleated sheath. So these are the two structures that are found in the secondary form of the protein. Now in a single protein, it is not necessary that this particular structure, that is alpha helix, is found in the whole chain, or the beta pleated sheet is found in the whole chain. Imagine there is a long chain. This is the long chain of a single protein. આ એક પ્રોટીન જ છે, એમાં અમાઇનો એસિડ્સ આ રીતે અરેન્જ થયેલા હશે. Now this much portion of this particular protein might be in this particular thing, then this will not be in a spherical form or beta pleated sheet, then again this particular portion will be in spherical form. So ultimately whenever we observe this particular protein, it can be like this. It is a ball of wool, kind of ball of wool. હવે આમાંનો આ જે પોર્શન છે, ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ, ઇફ ધીસ પર્ટિક્યુલર પોર્શન કેન બી આલ્ફા હેલિકલ, ધીસ પર્ટિક્યુલર પોર્શન કેન બી બીટા પ્લીટેડ શીટ્સ, ધીસ પર્ટિક્યુલર પોર્શન કેન બી હેલિક્સ. Okay, are you getting my point? This is the three-dimensional structure, or we can call in our language it is a tertiary structure. This is called as the tertiary structure, and most of the proteins in their active forms are in the tertiary structure. So the proteins are involved in so many mechanisms or so many biochemical processes in our body, and out of them, if we assume that all the enzymes, we already know that all the enzymes, almost 99% of the enzymes are protein molecules. So they have to be in active form in order to carry out any process. So every protein remains in their active form in tertiary structure. They have to acquire this particular structure to remain active to carry out any biochemical activity. And further, it is not necessary that every protein only contains one polypeptide chain. This particular thing from here to here is a single polypeptide chain. Not necessarily every protein of our body is having only a single polypeptide chain. There might be a possibility that there are many polypeptide chains in a single protein structure. For example, there is a protein which is found in our blood which is called as hemoglobin. Everybody knows what the function of the hemoglobin is. This particular hemoglobin, it is spelled as this or like this, whatever is, you can write it both ways. So hemoglobin is a protein which is having 4 polypeptide chains. It is having 4 polypeptide chain, out of which 2 are identical and 2 other are identical. So 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. 2 alpha polypeptide and 2 beta polypeptide are there in its structure. So it is having, for example, these are, for example, 4 different polypeptide chains, and they are arranged in a proper fashion to be in the active form. So it is not always necessary that all the protein molecules which are found in our body has only a single polypeptide chains. Many of the larger enzymes are always 1, 2 or 3 polypeptide chains bigger. So here it concludes our portion of structure of the protein, which involves primary, secondary, tertiary, and this particular structure is called as quaternary structure. It is called as the quaternary structure of the protein. So this concludes our structure of the proteins. Now we will move towards the next topic, which will be cover only half topic today. The another half of that particular topic will be considered or will be discussed in the next lecture. The next topic is of polymer molecules or bonds present in polymers. This particular topic means that we have already discussed many polymeric structure in our biomolecule chapter. આ ચેપ્ટરમાં આપણે બહુ બધા polymeric structure જોયા. If we remember, first is polysaccharide, for example. Second is protein. Remember, protein is also a polymer molecule. Then nucleic acid. These all 3 major molecules that are found inside our body and which are very, very important molecules in our body are found in the polymeric form. The polysaccharide is having sugars, that is monosaccharide, as their monomeric form. આ monomer હશે અને repeat થયા કરતો હશે. In case of proteins, it is amino acids, and in case of nucleic acid, they are nucleotides. Now, what is important for us to understand that how these molecules or how these monomeric units are held together. એ લોકો એકબીજાની સાથે જે જોડાયેલા રહેશે તે how they are connected with each other, that is important to know. So we will discuss today about the bond of protein and polysaccharide. And for the nucleic acid, we will cover it in the next lecture, because along with the bond that are present in the nucleic acid, we will also discuss the structure of the nucleic acid, as today we discussed about the structure of protein. Just like that only. Now in case of protein, protein is made up of amino acids, and amino acids are held together by a bond called as peptide bond. So two amino acids are held together by a bond which is called as peptide bond, and this process involves the hydrolysis part. That's why one molecule of water is removed during this particular process. હું તમને એના સ્ટ્રક્ચર પરથી આ વસ્તુ એક્સપ્લેન કરવાની ટ્રાય કરું કે હાઉ ધીસ પર્ટિક્યુલર પેપ્ટાઇડ બોન્ડ ઇઝ, બરાબર. એ તમને છે નહીં, પણ તમારા બેટર અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડિંગ માટે તમને ખબર પડશે. ચાલો પાછું આપણે એકવાર લેટ્સ રિવાઇઝ ધ સ્ટ્રક્ચર ઓફ ધી અમાઇનો એસિડ્સ. This is the structure of amino acid. Now we will write another amino acid beside it. અહીંયા આપણે આ બીજો amino acid ની વાત કરીએ. So these are two amino acids which are held together by a peptide bond. So how this peptide bond is formed? HO from here and one H from here. That will be removed. So it will form H2O. So H2O remove થઈ જશે અને અહીંયા there is a bond formation of peptide. This is called as peptide bond. બરાબર. Then next amino acid is here, next amino acid is here, next amino acid is here, and all are held together by a bond which is called as peptide bond. Okay, that's why this protein molecule is called as polypeptide molecule, because there are many numbers of peptide bonds present in the structure of the protein molecule. Now you can have the idea why it is called as polypeptide structure. Same in case of the polysaccharide structure. The polysaccharides are having monomers which are called as monosaccharides. These monosaccharides are held together by glycosidic bond, and same as the protein, here also one molecule of water will be removed by joining together the two monomeric, that is two monosaccharides. So this is how the bonds that are present in the polymers of polysaccharide and proteins are discussed. In the next lecture we will discuss about the bonds that are present in the nucleic acid structure, and we will also discuss how the particular structure of three-dimensional structure or the structure of the nucleic acid is there inside our living organisms. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can call me or WhatsApp me, and you have to make notes and send it to me. Thank you.